Alright, so here's what's going on. I recently purchased the Alienware 15R3 from Dell, and I talked about it because it's an awesome laptop. It had everything I needed. I mentioned that I didn't have a desktop and I needed something with some raw computing power so that I could edit videos and I could do everything I wanted to do. And the laptop was great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the laptop. So I'm just gonna start out by saying that. However, CES 2017, I think it's still going on. I think today's the last day or something. At CES, they announced the new Dell XPS 15. Now, the reason I went with a beast of a machine like the Alienware 15R3 was because there was nothing that was thin other than the MSI and the Asus offerings, which look cheap. They just look like cheap laptops. The out cover was just plasticky and just terrible. So besides that, there was nothing that was thin that worked for me. And so I had to go with a beast of a machine like the Alienware. Now, the Alienware was great, but it did have a couple of downsides. Two in particular really were eating at me. One is that it had no SD card reader, and so it wasn't a terrible thing, but I did have to go get an attachment, attach it to the laptop, and then put the SD card in that. Two is that it's heavy, and I mentioned it was heavy, and if you're going to use it as a desktop replacement and you're going to set it on a workstation or you're going to put it on a desk, no problem. But I work on the couch. I sit on the couch to do my work, and so I put it on my lap, and it's definitely not a laptop, okay, because after a while it starts to hurt your lap, and it's so long that it sits on part of your knees, and so it starts to hurt. And so that's the second downside, probably the biggest downside, because I don't really, in my apartment, I have a small apartment, I don't really have a place to sit on a table unless I sit at the kitchen table, which I hate doing. Dell announced their new XPS 15. What? This thing literally ticks all the check boxes, all of them. So I'm gonna go through them one at a time so that you understand the beast that Dell is about to unleash on the world, okay? Because it's not out yet, it's not available, but I'm getting one. I'm returning my Alienware 15R3, and I'm gonna stay without a laptop until this laptop is available. So here's what they're releasing. It's the Dell XPS 15. It comes with up to 32 gig of RAM, which the Apple MacBook Pro maxes out at 16. It comes with an SD card reader built in, which you know MacBook Pro got rid of theirs. It comes with an Nvidia 10 series, the 1050 GTX graphics card with up to 4 gig of dedicated RAM. The new MacBook Pro is still on the 9 series. It comes with the i7 7th generation Kaby Lake processor. It's going to come with a 512 gigabyte SSD. It's the Samsung SSD, which is probably the best SSD you can buy. And it comes with a terabyte HDD, 7400 RPM for storage. It has the 4K infinity display. I mean, it's almost bezel-less, and it's a touchscreen. It's got all the ports you need, the power you need. The screen is incredible. 4K, bezel-less. It's the smallest 15.6 inch laptop you can find, and I think the lightest because of the lack of bezels on the screen. And so this laptop, and it's aluminum, it's, you know, it's got the same type of machining as the Apple MacBook Pro, but in every sense of the specs, it blows the MacBook Pro out of the water. And so this machine is what the MacBook Pro should have been, and what Apple should have introduced to the market, because a lot of professionals who use the Apple MacBook Pro were relying on the power, which Apple just did not put into their laptop. And so this Dell XPS 15 is going to be what the MacBook Pro should have been. Instead, they just introduced an LED touch bar, and took away all the ports. I don't know. I don't know what Apple was thinking. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that room when they were designing the MacBook Pro and what they were thinking, what they were talking about, but I think they really fell short this year, and I think this Dell XPS 15 is going to be the choice of you know, creative professionals and people who are looking for a powerhouse of a laptop in a very small footprint and a very light laptop. So I'm very, very excited to get it. I can't wait to get my hands on it. And as soon as I get it, I'll do an unboxing, I'll do first impressions, and I'll do a review of it. I'll be very, very excited to do that. So stay with me. In the meantime, I know Jen's getting ready. I'm gonna go get ready as well. And we're gonna go house shopping and keep going with the rest of my day. Kat, what are you planning to do, Kat? I see you. They keep jumping on the stand where I have my camera, so the whole camera shakes every time they jump on and off of it because they're a pain in my butt. All right. What are you doing? Anyway, so I'm gonna go get ready. I'll see you in a little bit. Stay with me. Bye.